Hello there, Flameborn, and welcome back to another video here in Enshrouded. Today, we're going to take another look at the little lake town that I've been working on since the new Wake of Water update has been released. Of course, we started out with building this townhouse over here, which has been the main storage and crafting for our survival playthrough, which has that lovely little beach to relax on. But slowly we have been expanding it. I've added the barn, the stables, the little windmill all the way in the back with some farm fields around it. And now I've been working on the layout of the rest of the town. So I've started adding a bunch of different pathways from the barns and stuff, all the farm stuff up there, back into the town and back up to the town hall. You can see some brand new bridges, including this very big one that reaches all the way over to the other side of the lake, because this is technically still a corner that we have in our region where I could add something else. But yeah, besides that, I've been working on the little square around the flame altar. So let's go take a look. And as always, if you enjoy seeing these builds and you want to keep seeing more, please let me know your suggestions down in the comments below, and consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out. So yeah, we have this bridge, which is kind of the same as the small bridge over there, but then way longer, of course, using those new arch pieces that you can find in the big castle in this biome. And then in here I've also added a little fisherman's dock, as you can see. So yeah, we have some fishing tools here, just some nice place to do some fishing. I'm gonna admit I've still not fished in this game. I probably should at least try it one time soon, but I'm definitely starting to play around more and more with using props to properly build things, as you can see by these docks, which actually have full supports underneath, even a crashed cart, because I also destroyed the sides here of this walkway just to add more life and more story to the place and just making it a lot more interesting. And I'm trying to do that more and more as we go. We have these two new houses that I've built, quite simple designs, to be honest, but I did play around again with the same bay window design that we also used on the town hall. And then here I made a different little addition of just a little building on the side with some of these pillars as supports. And I also made a little market stall here for the fish market, of course, because I mean, I figured that would make a lot of sense. I've currently just placed down this wall as kind of a way to block things, but obviously there's going to be some buildings or something on top of there just to kind of, yeah, build in this square a little bit more to block it out. And then probably one of these is going to have like the pathway to continue to the rest of the town, because we're probably going to have some more buildings behind there. But yeah, quite happy with these little buildings and the details on them. I think they look quite nice. Try to kind of mix and match different materials. So we have some of the new seashell stuff over here, but then of some of the older textures over there. Some of the desert rules actually on this one. And then also some stuff from the mountain biome. And then again over here we have some of these little details where you can see the cart has fallen through the fence here, and the same thing of course happened over here. Just as little extra details to add. Now I definitely want to add something more to this marketplace, so I might add like another little market stall over here maybe, or something over there. Actually might add like a tiny little house here, or maybe like a fisherman's house right here on the edge of the lake. All to be decided, but yeah, definitely of course the town still needs to grow to be a proper town. For now there's no interiors to these buildings, but there is the beds for the random NPCs that don't have any like function, so they can wander around the town and, you know, hopefully add some life to the place, and hopefully not fall into any of the canals, or, you know, just get stuck somewhere or derp around. Hopefully just adding some life to the place. That's the whole thought. So yeah, over here we have the bridge leading to the town hall. Quite happy again with the way that looks. These new arches make that very easy. And then again, these houses kind of have the reverse thing here on these walls. So now there is the bay window, and we have this little addition right over here in the middle. We have another little market stall, slightly different design, using some of these banners as kind of like the top roofing for this build. And yeah, again, quite like that. Really fills in this corner quite nicely with the well over here kind of already fills up this little square. I might want to add something here, of course, to really make sure that this little corner has all the life that it could get. But already with the, you know, the water flowing in here from the farms, it is pretty cool. We have a little bridge over here that goes over this canal before it joins in to the big lake in general. And of course, we got the views of the waterfall up there. Now, for this area, I'm not entirely sure yet what I want to do here, but I might add like the blacksmith's workshop or something like that over here on the corner. There's also a little bit of a dock back here, which is quite cool. But I also think that I might want to have some kind of bridge leading off from here somewhere so that we can have an actual town on the lake in this part. So this whole part, I want to make sure that I have an actual town on the lake because I still want to connect it up to the town hall on that side. And yeah, just making it look very, very cool and, you know, have all sorts of cool buildings that are actually built on top of the lake, kind of like Venice, you know, kind of that feeling. That's what I want to achieve. Then over here already there's a lot of the infrastructure laid down. So we have a tiny stair here that leads up to the next layer, which again has the water flowing down from the farms, quite like this little bit where it comes through the gate there. Again, a little bridge over here that actually uses another one of these arches to get kind of that curve going on here. And then of course all these new stone textures to add a lot of life and character to the place. Then over here we already have the staircase up to the farm, so definitely there needs to be a building here that goes up quite high so that you also can interact with it on this level. That is kind of the plan, I think. And over here of course we have the little windmill that we built last time, and then we get to the farm area. So over here of course we have the main water source for the farms that flows through these little rivers or canals down into the farms. Then we got the first rice field. This guy always is escaping, by the way. I don't know why. Really shouldn't be escaping, but he keeps getting out somehow. But yeah, we have the rice fields here and another one down there. And then of course from there the water flows down into the town, which I still think is a really cool feature. And then of course we have the watchtower to look over the shroud, which is right behind it. We have all of these stables over here for a bunch of the different creatures that we can tame. And then inside the barn we have the rest of the creatures, and we've got the cat and the dog walking around as well. And for some reason, especially these guys seem to like to escape every time, which is kind of annoying because as you can see I've already raised up this guy, but still somehow they manage to escape every single time, which is really, really annoying. So let's try to get this guy back in here and hope that he will stay. He will definitely not stay there. He will not stay there at all. But yeah, still very happy with the farm area, with the barn, the stables, the watchtower. I added some new banners there, just to add a slight extra bit of detail to it, which I think is really nice. And then of course we also have the farm field over here currently that's actively being used for our playthrough. As you can see, it's not looking as aesthetically pleasing, but you know, it's also still a practical base that we try to use for our playthrough every time that we stream. But yeah, I think it's getting there. It's definitely getting the structures or the infrastructure of a proper town. Of course, there's definitely so much more builds that need to be done, so I just need to get inspiration for all different kinds of houses and profession buildings. I think I definitely want to have a house each for me and Squirrel that usually, you know, we play the game together. We play through the entire game whenever there's a new update. So I definitely want to have a house for it each, you know, where we could have like our personal belongings stored easily, etc. But I also definitely want to start designing different builds for all of the different NPCs, because I mean that's an easy way to start to fill up the whole town, I think. So that's definitely something that I want to try to start doing soon. But if we continue, of course, we have this lovely bridge, which again I quite like. This is the first one I built, and then I liked it so much that I decided to build the bigger one to the other side. And over here, of course, we have the town hall. That's not really changed. I did add this little area, so a little bit of like random crops and storage all the way over here, and another access point into the water, which I thought would be nice to have in some different locations across the town. But yeah, in general, this is where I would like to start connecting the lake town part of this build. I'm not sure what I'll start on next. I probably would try to finish off a few of those areas first before I start expanding even more. I just think that probably makes the most sense to really start to get that town feeling over there, rather than building like another new building somewhere randomly. I probably want to either finish the main square around the flame altar, or maybe even build up a building here behind this market stall. I feel like there should be another little house there, or we could maybe already get one of the workplaces, maybe the blacksmith, or maybe one of the others down here somewhere. And then maybe also, of course, this building that needs to fit that gap. That's probably one of my next projects. But yeah, I'll see kind of what inspiration hits me and what thoughts and, what kind of things I see that might interest me to build something. I usually go like on Google or Pinterest, trying to find some inspiration from like real life or movies or whatever. And see if I can find some nice houses there that I think would be a good fit for the town. But if you have any suggestions, please let me know down in the comments below. And of course, the town hall itself hasn't really changed. I still really like the look of it. It's also, of course, our main storage. So there is a bunch of chests everywhere. And it's actually now properly organized by Squirrel, which has been amazing. It's been really, really helpful. And of course, at least for the time being, we have like a main crafting hall with all of the different people here and all of the different crafting stations. I think I might keep it that way just because it's quite practical to have it all in one spot. But I don't know. We might, once I have like houses for everyone, for each profession, I might set it up in such a way that you actually do have to go to specific places to craft things. But I'm not sure if the storage would reach everywhere. I don't know if it's just reaching for the entirety of your flame altar. I'm not quite sure about that. I should probably test around with that a little bit. But yeah, there's two sides to it, of course, because if I'm building a whole town, it would be kind of nice to actually use it and have the NPCs standing in their own homes and, the ones that have been made for their profession. But on the other hand, it's quite convenient to just have it all in one spot. So I'm not quite sure about that just yet. But yeah, at least I'm having a really good time working on this project and, just adding all of these little details everywhere, slowly but surely, seeing this place evolve into a really cool base. So yeah, hopefully you think it's looking nice as well and you've been enjoying following the progress. And of course, if you want to keep up to date with all of the progress on this town, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on any of the next Enshrouded build videos and of course the next streams whenever we continue with our playthrough. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.